everybody, welcome back. I'm smiling today. Bad Chad's in the house and we're on air. The reason I'm smiling is the last time we took off, we had the roof on the car on the outdoors and it fell and we left it at that note. So after that, we pushed it inside and me and Aiden were able to, with assistance, I had to go down the house and get Jolene, my daughter, and her friend. And I had to get him to help hold the roof because every time me and Aiden tried to bring the roof ahead to get it welded on the post, these pieces here wanted the roof to slide backwards. So we ended up getting the roof nailed down on the car. We get it nailed down. We had to do some incision work here to get the post going right. As Jolene comes from the front of the car, you can see what the roof looks like. There she is, all in her glory. It doesn't look bad to me. I kind of like it. But when you come back to the sides of the car, there's a big issue going on. See that issue right there? That was the issue. That's a big issue. And the hips are a little wide. We usually don't say that too much. The hips are too wide, but the hips are too wide on this one. As we got the roof nailed down on it, I'm not going to stop there because I did not check the width of the roof. I did not imagine that this car was that wide. What I did is I just took a tape measure and went across the post and measured it up, and the posts were good, so I figured that the roof would be wide enough for the car. Now that we have it on there, or we've started to get it on there, the roof is not wide enough whatsoever. I had to cut off the 2 inches that we added to the front, the tape marks, because when we measured it so this outside lip would match that outside lip, and I had to cut it where I measured it because it was too wide, 2 inches down. So I had to cut it off to get it to work there. But we've got it nailed down. We got the post going up nice and straight like that. Got it going up nice and straight. Got it nice and straight on that. Got the roof centered. I think it's 28 and 28. I'm not sure centimeters or 11 inches and 11 inches or something like that, I think. It's measured exactly the same. Got Aiden to measure it so it's the same on both sides. But let's take a walk around, or Jolene can take a walk around it. It's too narrow all the way through the side of the car. Like there's just so much going on there. That does not scare me because as I say, it's idle hands is your devil's broth. Well, there was no idle hands last night when we welded the roof on, and I could see this big gaping hole down the side. And I noticed that the hips are too wide on the car. I took a piece of paper and jammed it up to the side of the car. And if you want to come over this side, so we already put a piece of paper on this side of the car. I jammed a piece of paper up on this side of the car. Just stuck it on there like that. I can add that on there and close that in, like I could, up on this line here, I could close that all in like that all the way up here. But when you get up to here, there's quite a thing going on here still. This has to be cut off, obviously. Just kind of looking at it. And now what's happening is, I think I said it before we even put the roof on. As we get doing it, things may change. And change it's going to, because I'm not liking how wide the hips are, and I'm not interested in all the work for around the back of here. I was thinking that to do all this work here and not have the hips work that great, I was willing to do the work back here, but I'm not willing to do all the work here and up here to get what I want done. So as the roof fell yesterday, there was one post left, and I think it was the back post. Jolene come up with the idea. She said, "Wow, I like that," and it was just the back post with no post in here. Not decided yet, not whatsoever. But what I think what's going to happen is I'm going to draw it quickly, I guess, and then I'm going to start cutting, because if you take too long and just keep going and thinking about it and keep going, sometimes you'll never get it done. But basically, I'm going to put the roof on the car. I know what I'm going to do with the top of the doors. I know what I'm going to do there. And I think I know what I'm going to do with the rest of the car. And now the car is telling me what to do, basically. And we have the car like this. We'll draw that shape again. There's your wheel, and we have the hood. It generally just comes straight back like so. We have the roof. I don't know if I got that too tall or not, but whatever. We have a roof. We're going to lean it back, sort of, somewhat with this line if we can. And that's going to be our car. Not sure if we're going to put a post in or not. So we are going to shorten the roof up tremendously. We wanted it really, really long to make it look like a wagon. But now we're going to turn it into a four-door sports car. And basically that's what I'm thinking. As we have this on here, when I cut, I'm going to cut this off. I got a rib here on the roof right here, and I'm just going to follow that rib all the way across, and then I'm going to see what happens. Then I'm going to maybe try to get this piece off here, and maybe I can attach it to this piece up here to finish off the back. So basically we're going to have a post right about here probably, or in here somewhere, and the post is probably going to set inside the car, probably, or it might sit there. I'm not sure yet. That time will tell. But if you're thinking about the tops of the doors, this is what I'm thinking. We were in the Peterson Museum, and we did a tour there, and I really liked this car. It had a small little roof on it, and I was kind of like looking at it and kind of like, wow, that's cool. But they had taken the tops of the doors, and the tops of the doors come way in. Like the tops of the doors were about that thick. Well, I'm going to take that idea. When we get the roof on and get the back on, get this going down, and as this is sitting here, I'm going to cut all this off. Right around here, this is all getting cut off because this is the shape I want. That's the only shape I want, and the rest of it is going to come up to the back of the roof. So we're going to have a nice long, we're going to actually be extending the bum on the car probably 18 to 20 inches, like it's usually back here, and it's going to be way up there. So we're really going to extend the bum on it to make it look nice. And I always say that a small roof on a car always generally looks nice, so the roof is going to be really small. You know, if we're getting a roof like that big, it's a small roof for a big car. And as you put the small roof on it, then we're going to take this sheet metal here. This sheet metal is going to continue up to the back of the roof. And this was all decided when the roof fell. When the roof fell, I seen this part. I seen the part on the side. I seen the hips. But when the roof fell, Jolene said, "Geez, I like that." And we just kind of turned around. There was only one post staying there. And her brain is just as beautiful as she is. And she said, "I like that." And we just kind of, thought it over a little bit. There was no idle hands last night. I didn't think anything bad last night. All I thought about was, if I make the roof smaller, the bum will come up and that sort of stuff, and then we can still make it work. Basically, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part off. I'm going to find the rib on the inside. I'm going to keep that rib on the inside for structure. There's structure right there, and I'm going to keep it. And the reason I'm going to cut it on this side, keep the structure, and then I'm going to take this part of the roof off, and I'm going to dissect this back piece. And I'm going to dissect this piece because maybe I can take this piece and add it onto this piece to give me my corners that come down with the roof. It's going to be a bit of playing around and frigging with and trying to make it work. Yes, it will be, but in the end, I'm leaving everybody alone. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not hurting nobody, and I'm making something. And that's probably one of the better things that a person can do, is make something. And also, stuff like this, and when you get into a mess like this, it's sort of a mess, really. Let's face it, it's sort of a mess because it's not going as I drew the side profile. I drew the side profile. I thought it was going to go like that. look, hey man, that's cool. Or I think it's cool. But it's not going to work with what's going on. The car is too wide, so I'm going to have to regroup and just change my ways. And it's just in life. If something doesn't work out, you just have to adapt and carry on. Basically, just adapt and carry on. If you do not and you get stuck, well, then you're stuck. That's the word. You're stuck. I'm a chameleon. I just kind of keep on cruising, and do not let anything stop you when you're doing something. Alrighty, I'm going to get a board. I got a board out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prop the roof up so I can make it stay up as I cut it off. I don't want it to fall. I don't want it to fall. I want to see where I'm cutting. I'm cutting on this side of the brace. I want the brace there, and then I'm going to dissect the back. So I might even have to have Jolene help me for a minute. I'm not sure. Looks like a quart can would fit in that. A couple quart cans of paint. That'll work. I've got a quart can of paint there. Quart can. Very nice. You can see that one won't fit in by just a little tiny bit, and the other one on the other side won't fit in by just a little tiny bit. And what that tells me is the roof is nice and square. I'm going to pick it up, sweetheart. Are you able to shove the cans in? All right, in a second. How do I want to pick that bad boy up? Can't pick it up like that. Want to get the other one? Please and thank you.
Yep.
All right. She's my lady. All right. Anyways, I got that. I'm saying that's braced up a little bit. It's still hitting on back here. Yes, it is. It's still hitting. That's off there a little bit. But now I think I've got enough that when I cut that off, that it'll hold the roof up. Then I can let it down or up by the board and go that way. I'm going to, how am I going to cut that? I'm going to get inside the zip cut. I need to use the washroom. I'll be right back. Have a look around it. I'll be quick. They'll call me Quick Draw McGraw. One too many coffees this morning, sweetheart. One too many coffee. Anything to slow me down, eh? Anything to slow me down. That crow's talking to me. But I don't talk crow, so I don't know what it's saying. Alrighty, let's cut the roof off this bad boy. I'm going to have to go in through the front door, obviously, and get underneath that can. I want to put a zip cut up through there, and then I'll continue it off with a reciprocator saw. I'm going to cut with the line of that cross member inside. So, the old Jaguar is going to test, well, not test, it's going to tell me what it wants done to put this roof on it, and I'm going to have to do exactly what I think has to be done to get it done. And I think the Jaguar is going to tell me what to do. But as it dropped, it kind of showed us, wow, that looks good. Not as good as you, Jolene. Not as good as you, baby. So I'm going to do this. Let's zip cut going. Kind of excited to chop that off. I think that might take off. I'll try to hold it at the same time. I'm going to get a pair of gloves. Bump, bump, bump. These will do. Alrighty. So, as you can tell, when I cut this off and we get the roof up here, all of this is going to be trunk So it's really going to make the bum, a coupe, like a coupe with a longer bum on it generally looks nice. And with the smaller roof, the car generally looks nice. So that's what I'm saying, or that's what I'm thinking, that it's going to look nice. With the top of the doors, we're going to bring them over with a piece of sheet metal and a 90 down. We'll bring the doors over. The doors will look about that wide. Beautiful. Beautiful, I say. Alrighty. This sort of stuff, man. This sort of stuff will keep you going, keep you thinking. You'll never get bored. Oh, I don't know if I got that. I don't know if I tore that off. You want to check that, sweetheart, before I get in here too far? I bent that back. Anything happen?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
Do you want ear?
What, sweetheart?
Do you want some ear stuff?
I do. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Never even thought of it. I'm just going to go along here, make a couple marks, grind this off. This piece might fall on my head and go backwards down the trunk. That was where we were having a problem with, trying to pull that up over that bum to get to the window hooked up, but we got her with some help. I'm just taking the grinder, running it back and forth because this grinder causes heat, so I'm just trying to keep the heat down. All the way across. Now I'm going to get out and cut the ends on either side. How low can you go? Well, pretty low, but nice and straight. I ran it with. Now you can see it's a nice straight line. I want to continue a straight line. I want to continue a straight line. Looks pretty straight to me. I'm hoping. Go on the other side, draw the other line on. This piece is going to take off, and I don't want it to, but I don't know what to do. Maybe I should get Jolene to help me for a minute, maybe. She looks amazing this morning. Maybe I should get a couple more cans and put them there. Take these right here. Get a couple more quart cans. not sure. I just don't want to pick it up anymore. So I'm going to put them down for a second. Use my brain here for a second. When I cut it, it's going to want to fall.
Will it fall forward?
What's that?
Will it fall forward?
Yes. Yeah, it'll fall forward.
I can like hold it up, like try to hold it.
Well, let's just take one off, see, hold it, and if I have to get you to hold it, then we'll get you to help me hold it. That's basically what I'll do. So plans have changed. Sometimes that happens. I'm on the wrong side of the limb, aren't I? Lots to go yet. I guess if you want to gear up a little table, sweetheart, so when that drops that you can put your camera on, that'd be great. You want me to gear you up a table?
I can get it.
Okay. She's badass, boy. She's badass. All right. You can grab your camera if you like.
Okay.
That went well. Awesome. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Alrighty, so we've got this cut off, and I'm thinking I want this back piece right here to match up to this piece. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to let that down some because we want that to come down more, but I'm going to take this off. Yeah, this is quite hard to do yesterday, to try to pull that roof up over that trunk lid. Now, I'm thinking that I want this section. I'm going to take a measuring tape. You can see the package tray now. We could see it before. This is all going to have to be trimmed off all the way along here. All this corner trimmed all the way off. It's got down to make it look so I can take sheet metal and continue this on this playing field here to come up to the back of the window. So it's going to be, we're going to be tape measure. I'm going to cut that off right at the present moment. Let's cut it off. Let's not mess around. I want to let this down some. I want to let this down some just for a second. I'm going to grab, I'll just leave it there for now, but I want this angle, this roof, to come down some with the angle of the side of the door. And I think I said it yesterday. I do not, what did I say? I want to be able to get in it and see out the window and drive it if if it, so be it. The front window is okay. I sat in the back there this morning. There's lots of headroom. There's lots of vision in the front. But in the back, if someone has to kind of lay down in the back, it doesn't matter. It's all on the visual. And this car here makes me think of when I started the Green Goblin. It was kind of, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? It doesn't look that good. It's not gonna work. But I kept going, and I kept going. And if I did not keep going on that car, where would I be today? That's exactly what I'm thinking. Where would I be today? That car was at SEMA. That car has won a few awards. It's something like no one's ever seen before. It's art at its finest. It runs. It drives. I haven't seen anybody build anything like it yet. You know? It's a piece of art. And you do not have to like it for it to be a piece of art. All you have to do is talk about it. You can talk about it whether you like it or dislike it. When it brings conversation, which it does, when I go out on the road in that car, it brings conversation, good or bad, means it's a piece of art. So, as I'm doing this, I make sure I keep that in mind, that what I'm doing is I'm making something, stick with it, and just, go for it. Basically, where did I put the earmuffs? So I'm cutting the back off. I'm going to cut it off the zip cut. I thought about doing some of it with the plasma cutter, but I'd really like to get the lines nice and straight on the braces. That line looks straight on the brace, not really, but reciprocator time. want that. I don't want that. We're off just a little bit. Just a little bit. You can see we're off a little bit because that hole there, well, that could be off a little bit as far as that goes because whatever. There was a... This is hard to do by, I'm going to get in there, step ladder. Things have changed, and I'm okay with change. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that in there to see. Does that fit on there? It does. It does, it does, it does. Now is the point where some measuring goes on. No, obviously, this is what I'm going to say. When I cut this off, I'm going to end up cutting some of this off. It's just like the windshield post on the front. When it was in full length, it was too wide for the window post. When I measured it and went on the inside, and when I measured it, and I measured across here. So when I cut it up here, when we put this down inside here, it's going to be a lot shorter, or a lot. There's a smaller distance, so it won't be as wide, so it's going to catch on the outside there. So what I'm saying is, if I cut this to length from here down to here, don't know if I pressed my button or not, nope. If I cut my length from here down to here, this post here is probably going to be on the inside, which is okay with me because I'm going to build something here that's going to hold the roof. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get down, do some measuring from here to the inside here, and then come on this back piece, and I'm going to measure from outside this post, measure up and see what we got going on. And then I'll be able to set this inside this with a piece of plate there. I probably should weld a piece of plate in there before I even start, just so I have something to set it on. Alrighty. I'm going to take this off, or out. So, I'm going to pull that out. I was saying to Jolene, as I have this piece here, it would be cool if it's small enough, or it'd be cool to keep this back piece on. So if I had a back window, I could put a piece across here. I could apply a back window. This back window could open. That would be cool. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the quart cans. And what's going to happen is this is going to pull down We've already got it reliefed. What I did here is I reliefed it. I cut it here, and reliefed it. When I go to let it down, should be fine. See what happens. Take a look at the other side. Also, I was looking at the front window. As we know, this lip is not going to work. This lip in here, this lip here will work. If I was taking this lip right here will work with the window all the way across. And so instead of having the lip out here, I can cut that off and put a lip in here, and it matches up with my lip on my window. Also, I think that I could hammer dolly this lip so I could have flat glass. I really do. I really do. So I want to change that. I want to change the quart cans. Am I talking real loud? I guess it doesn't matter. They can turn TV down. I'm going to change the quart cans for pint cans. Have I got a couple pint cans? Bum, 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 bum. Look at that now. I got two of them. They're the same height. Hard to believe, but one's older than the other, and they're not the same height. I got one. I'd like to have them the same height if I could. Stop it. Just stop it. I say stop it. Okay. So I'm going to jump back up in there, Jolene. If there's any possible chance you could switch out the cans for me, that'd be fantastic. Fantastic. Actually, I might be able to do it myself. So we've got a big piece of roof skin there. I'll probably let that go to the garbage, probably. Maybe. Maybe not. Seeing where metal's so expensive, there's a nice sheet of metal on the top there. Basically. Maybe I shouldn't let that go to the garbage because of the price of metal these days. Ooh! I can do this. I'm going to take one can out. Is that underneath?
Yep.
And I'm hoping that the roof will come down easily. Now you get out and take a look at it. It could come down a bit more. Do you think a bit more? Or you like that look right there? It's a good start.
It looks pretty good.
Not bad. It's not right on with the line, but it's not bad, is it?
No.
Not bad. All right. Now, if this corner, that corner there, see, there's going to be some of the guessing game going on, and I'm good at guessing. We all know that. My glasses, where did I leave them bad boys at? I gotta break my hand. This roof here, we can see where. Tape measure. We're still in the center. We're going to be coming back 7 inches. I'm going to say 7 inches because that's where it starts to curl right there. Back a little ways. I'd like to see it be forward more, but it's going to come down so like so. That's not too bad. So then we're going to fill that in. If we're here, we're filling that in. In the end, we'll be 16 inches, the trunk is going to get longer, so it's going to have a longer bum that's going to be covered. It's going to look good. 7 inches. And then I'm going to eye this up. I want it below this piece because this piece is all getting removed. All this piece here is getting removed all the way around. This is going to have to be removed. This end piece is going to have to be removed. I'm going to have to connect it back again somehow, but it's going to have to be removed to get what I want. Now, I just do this again. 7 inches, and that's where it's going to turn down. I'm just going to hold my finger there real professional like. Just going to hold my finger there. So if I cut it off at 11 inches, I'm going to be down in there. Let's do that again. I'm going to see if I can get it down to the wheel well so I don't have to. 7 inches. Going to the wheel well. Going to do that again so I can get it right. "17 inches. So if I go 7 inches. What did I say, 17 inches?
Mm-hmm.
I can try it there first. See how when I cut that off, it's going to be narrow, so it might go down inside. I don't know if I want it to go down and set on the wheel well itself. I'm thinking that it would be nice to have it set on a plate right here, and then I can make my thing go in there. Not sure yet. Not sure yet. Saying I must have cut it off somewhere close. What I'm saying. We're a little different distance here because of the cut. We're a little longer here, I think. 5. Yeah, we're a 1/4 inch difference. We'll have to straighten that out. Well, we're 5. Yeah, we're 1/4 difference. That's fine for now. Now this, yeah, I can cut that off and then set it down in there. I just want to see it match up to the roof, and then I can cut it off the distance that I want. Bum, 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 bum. If it sets on the wheel wells, then I'll have a better chance. If I can get it to set on the wheel wells, then I can have a better chance to know exactly where I want it there. I should straighten the line out on the top of it probably a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. This is the fun of it. We're just above that little, see that little thing there, hooks on the shock? We're just above that. And look at the other side. We're just above that. You can see it. Well, there's the shock thing, just above it. There's the shock thing, just above it. We'll just go that far above it. And we'll go this far above it on this side. Beautiful. You are, Jolene. Beautiful. And I think I'm just going to cut it straight off. That'd be the easier thing for me to do. I'm going to cut it straight off. And the only reason I'm doing this right now is getting that cut off and getting that cut off is to see if I can get it in there and set on that, and to see what it looks like. That's basically the end of the story. That probably is not going to stay. We'll probably end up cutting it up further in the end. But basically I want to see if I can get it in there just to get a visual of where I'm going. I need a visual. let's get a visual going. I'll cut it with this first, and then I'll finish it with the reciprocator. Let's do it. Bob's your uncle and Peter's your regular. Don't want to cut my leg off, but I want to hold it up in the air. Just taking some length out of it to see if I can get it up in there and set it inside the car so I can get it in the wheel wells. That's the end of that situation. Haven't got the line straightened out on it yet, but right now I'm trying to get a visual of where I'm going. I'm hoping, this is what I'm hoping for, that them arms or them back pieces go down inside the wheel well. There's what I'm hoping. Get in there. Just a little bit more is what I'm thinking. So close. I gotta get up and take a look. Now, basically what's going on now, that is a cut that I made to get where I'm going. And I'm getting there. So, as I know what's going on here, as I get looking down in here, there's a couple things that are holding me up, and I will cut them out of the way. Believe me, yay. There's a brace on the inside there. I think I just remove, I think if joint just stays there, if I remove this piece right here, there's a piece right here that we put in on the 40 from the C pillar back to the wheel well. We connected them together. If I cut that there, then I can get that out of there. Right now we're held together with this brace right here. I'm not cutting down here. I just want to cut on the top where it's hitting right here. I think that'll slide right down in there. I can straighten this out, and I might possibly mount or get that figured out so that post goes there and stays there. So you can see what's going on here. This is going to have to be cut off. I explained this before. I'm just trying to get you to picture it with me. This is going to have to be cut off, and there's going to be metal that runs right into this roof here, right into this post. And there's going to be metal that runs right into here, right up to the back window. To make the bum longer, got to get back, got to get back. So, I'm liking what's going on. I just got to remove a couple things. I can cut. I like the idea of that sitting right on that wheel well, because it makes for strength. Because the wheel well's all tied into everything, it makes for strength. So if I cut that out, and just cut that out, cut that out. Okay, I'm going to get back in there and cut that out. And then we're going to get this down a little bit more. I can see where I'm crooked on this piece. You can see I'm not bad all the way across, just a little bit right from there to there. I got a little bit to take out. And I think we can get that to match up nice. We got a nice brace going on here. We got a nice brace going on there. So that would be a nice tight right roof. It'd be a nice tight right roof. And I'm going to pull that back out and cut that out so I can get that set in there right. And it might set down too far. Who knows? And I might let the roof down further. Who knows? One thing for sure, I can cut this piece. I'm liking this piece because I might make it so the back window opens. I might do that just for shits and giggles. I might make it so the back. So the back window would have to be cut up to here, just be a small back window, a mail slot window, but it'd be the full length of the back of the car. But I'm going to I'm going to do a couple cuts. I'm going to do a couple cuts. I got to pull this roof section back out. I don't know if I have to get back in there to do that. I have to take this out. All right, that wouldn't come out easy. Now, I'm going to cut. There's a couple braces there I see I want to cut. It's much easier when the roof's out of there. I'll go on this side because Jolene's right there. She can see. I want to cut this section out. That's what it was hitting. Also, I like to cut both sides the same. Is there any chance of a...
Yep.
I could probably just actually bend that off. That'll work. I'll get this bent off. That'll be fine. Not sure if I have to cut some of the window off. That part might be a good idea. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try it first. See what happens. I'm going to take the zip cut right at the present moment. think I might want to straighten that out. Ah, it's quite of a jaggled. I'm just going to try it up in there right now. I can always straighten that out on my own time. My own time. Plans sure have changed. From wagon to sports car. I mean to 4-door sports car. Yeah, see? Alrighty. That fits pretty good, you know. Not bad. I could lean that down just a little bit more. And what matters is this line right here. Doesn't matter what's going on there. It matters right there. I want that corner to line up. So if I wanted to pick that up, coming up and take a look. Alrighty, so that can be kicked out more. I got some square stock right here. Obviously it's kicked down too hard this way. It's got to be kicked out more that way. Excuse me, sweetheart. Look at that fit. Woo! That's getting close, man. That's getting close. That's getting close. On this side it is anyways. It's getting close to the angle that we need. It needs to go back a bit further. Yes. It needs to come over a little bit, so I need a little bit to cut out there. But in all honesty, that's not bad. Like it's close. Just a little bit more massaging. We'll have that back down in there. So this is all going to come up to this. Doors are going to come over to the roof. It really doesn't look like a whole bunch with a piece of wood stuck in the middle of it. But I can myself, I can picture this gone with metal over to the roof. I can picture that. And I also can picture metal going over to there on top of the doors to make that roof look like it was originally put on there. I can picture it. I can picture it. What's the time?
An hour.
An hour? Alrighty, so what's going to happen is I'm going to mess with this a little bit. I'm going to mess with it a little bit. And what I mean by mess with it is I'm going to get the roof matched up on the top, and then I'll worry about down there. So basically I'm thinking that I'm almost where I need to be. I think what I need to do is I need to pull this back out, take the hammer and just bend that brace in just a little tiny bit. I want to get that side over there matched up and looking right, and then I'll come over here and make this side exactly the same as that side, because that side is looking so. And the reason I'm saying it's matched up is because of this, because of the line of the roof. Because the line of the roof, it's just got to come out a little tiny bit, and this match right here. It's like my face and my arse. They match because they both belong to me. They don't look alike. They both belong to me. But this right here, I can see this just going this way just a little bit. I can tack it on this corner, tack it on this corner, then I'll run to the other side, and I'll straighten that line out, because we know we're probably a 1/4 inch off. I know where the 1/4 inch is. I can see it over there. We're going with the brace, so we'll just, what we'll do, there's a pin over, there's a bolt over here where the roof rack was on. I'll take and go that distance there on that side, cut it back a little bit, and then we'll weld it on. Probably won't even worry about anything else. This has just got to be kicked back a little bit, get that in place, and we'll go from there. All this stuff down inside, that's where we make something to either go to the wheel well, to brace it, or whatever. But we want to get this matched up so we can bring it up or down wherever we want it. If we want to go down a little further, we'll drop it down a little bit further. If we want it up a little bit further, we'll pull it up a little bit further. But basically, I think we're at where we need to be. Hopefully when, well, yeah. So basically what's going to go on, I'll get this knocked on, and then it's going to be the matter of getting this knocked off to get this to come up where it's going. You can see it's got a little roll up there, but that is going to carry up quite high. And I grab a ruler. That's up there probably. That's not going to go up that high, obviously, but we're going to have a window about that. Like it's going to carry, like it's hard to carry that up with that being turned up like that, but I'm saying we're going to be carried up about like that. So we're going to have probably a 4-inch window. It's going to be cut off. There's metal be going up to there. Let's close that all in. From this shoulder over, it's going to close that all in. So that's really going to hold the roof in place when I start taking this stuff off and welding to the roof. There's no, where's it going? It can't go down. We'll weld pieces from there onto the wheel well so it can't go down. And then when you weld this metal to the roof, it can't go down. And just continue on with the bracing and to make it tight and right. You can see that's got to be pulled over a little bit. Let's go to the other side. We're hoping that it's this way a little bit. Come take a look. You can see that that's over that way too far. And then you can see that this one shows that it has to come over this way. So it's going pretty good. All right, everybody, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to try to keep playing with that and making that so it fits the roof. So I can tack it on. I'm not going to weld it on right now. I'm just going to get that corner, that line lined up, that line lined up, the other line on the other side, just like we got the post going. You can see how we got the post going here, how nice and straight that's going down. This post laid up quite high, which made me had to cut this and this to lay this down. We are not nowhere near secure there yet, nowhere near it. This lip out front is not the window channel anymore. The lip that the piece that we have in the back is where the window channel will be now. We decided that when it came time to lay the roof in. So basically there is what our roof is going to look like. The bum's going to continue all the way up around. It's going to be badass. Some will like, some will dislike, but we'll all be talking about it. Have a good one, everybody. Just continue on. If it doesn't look right, just change your ways and adapt. That's what I'm going to do. I'm adapting to the situation. All right, I'm going to keep fixing it.